Alright, so it's pretty chilly out. I'm getting started trying to work on this. It's saying cylinder 3 misfire detected. It has always been cylinder 3. This is the 4th time this car has had this issue. 4th time in, I think it's been almost 3 years. We've put a fair bit of mileage on it. 239,805 miles so far. We got it when it was a little over 100,000 miles. So yeah, it's bound to have some issues, but it is always, I kid you not, cylinder 3. That is the issue. No matter how many times we replace the ignition coil in cylinder 3, it's always what it is. The first time it happened, and this was like right after we got the car, this car was a wedding gift. Thank you, Uncle T. Right after we got the car, this was an issue, and I was at O'Reilly's trying to figure out what to do about it. The O'Reilly's employees said, oh, go ask that guy, go ask that guy. And so I did. And it was another customer who's very experienced in working on cars. And this other customer fixed my car in the parking lot while I helped him, and he taught me. You actually replace like that seal that goes around everything. I'm sorry, I don't remember what it's called, but because oil filled up that the ignition coil area. Engine oil filled it up. So he said you have to replace the seal. So supposedly that should be all fixed, but this is the 4th time it's happened. Always cylinder 3. So here we go again. Hopefully I can remember how to do this. This is my little Toyota Corolla. I'm gonna be taking this cover off. I'm not a mechanic. I just learned this stuff because I had to. So, there might be mistakes. Don't take this as a how-to. This is not a how-to video. I just wanted to share this part of my journey with you guys. So, my first car was a borrowed car, and I was living in it. It was a little 2-door Corolla. I think it was like 1950 something. She is our neighbor's cat, but she likes to think of this as her place as well. She even tries to come inside. This is what we got now. Not sure if there's supposed to be oil on top there or not. Cutie. That doesn't look good. I mean, like I said, I'm no expert, but I don't think that's really supposed to happen. Oh, no wonder. I mean, I knew we had a bit of an oil leak with replacing oil and everything. I just kind of figured this is what we're gonna put up with. But look at this. This doesn't look good. Oh, I have one more. I like working with my little one just because, I don't know, it makes me happy. It's like smooth and small. It fits my hand really well. But it's not the best for leverage. There we go. And that's all covered in oil. Oh, this is bad, guys. This is really bad. So for those who don't know, well, that didn't sound like a good sound at all. That cracked. It cracked. No. Okay. So here's what we got so far. I had to loosen this because there's this whole plastic thing here. And when I loosen this, that's when this plastic right here cracked. So that's broken now. Although it has a metal ring there, so maybe that'll be okay. It's hard to get leverage when you're short, leaning over this far. Come on. And also when your hands are freezing. Got it. Okay. Now I should be able to lift this up. Okay, let's see. Okay, you see that? Oil. There's not supposed to be oil in these. Oh man, that's ignition number 3, ignition coil number 3 is happening, but it's also in this one. All right, let me check this one. Oh this is bad. This is really bad. I'm gonna have to hire a mechanic. Let's check the fourth one, just because I'm in here already. It's got oil as well. Man. So I'm just gonna put all this back together, and then I will try to figure out a mechanic to go to. Car issues are a really difficult subject for me. When I was living on the streets, it wasn't terribly safe, and the way to get away from dangerous situations was to drive away from them. So when my car broke down, it was concerning. The frustrating thing is that mechanics would tell me that everything's good, you're good to go, and then a week later it'd be completely broken down again, and that would happen over and over and over again. The first vehicle that I owned needed the starter replaced 4 times in just over a year's time. The starter kept going out, and you know, I was new to it, and I was just like, what is going on? And then mechanics kept telling me, oh, that's a really great car. It was a 1986 Chevy full-size van that I was living in. Not a converted van, it was a conversion van, which just means it has like a little bed thing that folds down in the back. It's like a bench that has seat belts, and you can fold it down into a bed. And so it didn't have anything else as far as equipment for living in it, just a way to lay down. The mechanic kept telling me, oh, it's such a good vehicle, it's so reliable, and they didn't listen to me when I said it hasn't been reliable for me. They'd be like, well, you're good to go now, and again, a week later, it would break down. So it kept randomly losing its coolant, like all of its coolant. I would, you know, wake up in the morning and have to check the coolant, and oh, it's out again. Or sometimes even just running an errand, you know, because like when you're living in your vehicle, your household is all spread out. So like I had a place to dump my trash, but that was like 20 minutes away from my mailbox, which was like 20 minutes away from the food bank, and you know, like everything was all spread out, so I had to drive places. And so I'd go someplace that I needed to go, and by the time I came back out, all the fluid was gone. And all the coolant, that is. And mechanics flat out told me that's not how it works. And I'm like, but that's what happens. And so it was really frustrating because I couldn't get any answers. And it turns out it was the heater core going out. My van completely died, and there was what looked like smoke pouring out all the vents and pouring out from the hood, I think. Mainly the vents inside. And it had completely stalled out. It wouldn't start again. And I got out. I thought it was a fire. And I called 911, and it was a big deal. They had to push my van out of the road so people could get by. And but yeah, they said no fire, and then they just kind of left me there. So yeah, it turns out the heater core had been going out, and all the coolant had been leaking out into there. All the coolant had leaked out inside, and I didn't realize it. And all the tires blew out as well. 3 different mechanics looked at it for different reasons, and they all just offhandedly said, those are really good tires. And so I took their word for it. I was really clueless, and I was like, great. And then the first one blew out on the freeway. And I was like, oh, that's okay, I have a spare. And like it blew out full speed. Like, this is really dangerous. And then another one blew out while I was on the freeway, and I was like, huh, that's bizarre. And when they blow out, and they're just like ripped to shreds. Again, I was told that doesn't happen, but it did happen. I was like taking pictures for proof because everyone's like, you just don't understand how cars work, that doesn't happen. And then I was like, okay, well, now I had to buy a tire. And then it happened with all the other tires, one by one. They would blow out on the freeway. And again, people would tell me, that doesn't happen. A mechanic looked at it, and he said, these tires are over 12 years old. They might have a good tread, but they're over 12 years old. You are lucky to be alive. So, that is how I learned to tell the dates on tires. You can Google it. There's a way to read the dates. Hello.
Hi.
Do you have a mechanic in the area that you trust?
Huh?
Do you have a mechanic in the area that you trust that you would recommend I go to?
In your car.
So my wonderful neighbors have recommended a mechanic nearby. Hi, I'm having some car trouble. Wow. Okay, well I guess, is there anyone else you would recommend that might be able to get me in sooner? I know probably everyone's pretty booked out. Yeah, how about you schedule me in for now and I'll give you guys a call back if we end up going with someone else. Great, thank you. Bye. December 20th. That is not great. Alright, let me show you proof that I at least know how to put things back together. There we go. Now I'm off to call mechanics. Wish me luck. I have done a little bit of research and I think it's possible that I might be able to do it. I found a really great tutorial video and it looks easy enough, so we'll see. We'll see. I'm cautiously hopeful. I just don't want to spend all the money for the parts and then get halfway through the job and realize I have to pay someone else to do it anyway. So hopefully my next update is better.